My name is Mike Kushner. I'm one of the product architects of EJBCA with Keyfactor. So in this presentation, I am going to do my best to do a live demo of two features, which we've added to ERCE. One of those is support for ML-DSA in our enrollment command, and the other is the introduction of the ConfigDump command. Now, ConfigDump may bear some explanation. ConfigDump is a command which exists within EJBCA Enterprise and allows you to do two things. One is to produce JSON exports of EJBCA installations in a basic human-readable format. The other is to be able to import those same JSON files, both as they are, but of course edited, and you can even add new JSON files. And this is perfect for environments where you don't have direct access to the UI or you do not want to have direct access to the UI, such as highly containerized environments or environments which are so large that the UI is untenable. So with that out of the way, let's go right to it. So looking at our existing EJBCA installation, which is the one I have locally here, we can see that I have already created both an RSA-CA and I've created an ML-DSA CA using ML-DSA keys. But our installation is not yet entirely post-quantum ready. If we look at our certificate profiles, we have a aptly named legacy profile, which we will, for sake of argument, set to allow only RSA 2048. And it is restricted to using only the RSA-CA. Looking at our entity profiles, much the same story. We have a legacy profile. It has access to only the RSA-CA, and it has access to the legacy profile. There, say that. So, how do we fix this without touching the UI? Well, one second. First of all, we'll perform a config dump. Now, I've been lazy and pre-saved my commands here. There, copy paste. We have already built our REST client locally. So we're going to run the ConfigDump export command. Of the parameters, auth key store points to my local P12, that is simply for certificate authentication to the REST API. Key store pass is the default EJBCA in this case. Hostname is just my local wildfly that I have installed on my laptop. And we're going to specify an out directory. In this case, we're going to call a directory tmp2. So we are performing a dump, and the size of the output will open up Finder. And if we look at Finder, this is essentially this entire EJBCA installation. It's fairly empty. But if we look, for example, into the certificate profiles, there is my legacy profile. If we examine it with a text editor, we can well see that these are essentially all the contents in that profile which are not set to default. So, how are we going to fix all this? Well, if we go back a little bit, the only things we really need to change is that we need to add a certificate profile and we need to add an entity profile. So all these other folders and configurations, just for simplicity, we can simply remove them. That one as well. Certificate authorities and crypto tokens. And these we do not have to touch. Toss those out. All we're really saving is the certificate profile folder and the entity profile folder. So let's start at the bottom. It's certificate profiles. We have our legacy profile. Well, let's simply make a copy of it. We're going to call that our PQ profile. And we'll open that up. There, I'll increase the text a wee bit so we can see. And we can see that Signature algorithms, file description, we don't need anything. Available bit links, since ML-DSA doesn't have any bit links, we can simply chuck that. Of the available key algorithms, let's change this to, let's see, what is ML-DSA 44, I believe is the name, if I remember that by heart. And we'll save that. And yeah, available CAs, we're going to pick our ML-DSA CA. And the rest, I believe, should be fine. We'll see if I made any mistakes when we import it. Probably erase that as well. Leave it for the time being. I don't think it will be any problems. Oh, and we have to change the name, of course, because otherwise it's copy. We'll change the name to PQ profile. Great. Then we'll hop back to the NA profiles, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll create a new version called PQ profile. .yaml there. And we're going to open it with our text editor and do roughly the same thing here. Of the available CAs, again, we're going to have to specify ML-DSA as CA. We're going to rename it. We'll use the same name just for simplicity. PQ profile. Default CA, again, going to set to ML-DSA. And now, of the default certificate profile, we're going to change that to PQ profile. In other words, the other new certificate profile we created. And same thing here. And I will point out, I'll increase the text here, that all these values are human readable. You're not looking at any UIDs. These are all direct translations of what exists. So great. So far, so good. We are going to do the reverse. Now we're going to import. So this time I'll remember to increase the text. So looking at config, wow, there aren't. Looking at ConfigDump. Oh, that's fine. That's really clear. There. Looking at ConfigDump import, we have the same basic arguments: the YASA key store, YASA key store pass, the host name. In this case, instead of an out directory, we have an in directory. We're going to say skip overriding anything. In this case, we won't. And skip all resolution. So click. Import was successful. Yeah, legacy profile already exists, was not overwritten, that's fine. Server profile, legacy profile exists, was not overwritten, that's fine. So let's take another look here. Can take a look at our certificate profiles first. Inspect our post-quantum profile. And we see that selected is ML-DSA 44. And we can see that ML-DSA is the available CA. Take the same look at our end-entity profile. Again, we have a PQ profile, just by magic. And looking here, all we're interested in is the default and available certificate profile and the available CA, which is set to ML-DSA. Great. So theoretically, we should be able to enroll against these two new profiles, which didn't exist 2 seconds ago. So again, I'm going to do a bit of a cheat here. I have free copy the command. So we're going to use a command which has been around in ERCE for a couple of years at least, the enroll command, and with the gen keys subcommand. This command is going to generate a key pair for us, so we don't have to go to any trouble. We are going to specify, the same basic arguments. The identity profile is going to be the PQ profile. The certificate profile is going to be the PQ profile. CA is going to be ML-DSA. most name, and yeah, let's set, I think I might have used these values before I'm trying this out, so let's set username to PQFew002 and same with subject again. And there we should be good. So let's click enter. Successfully enrolled. Well, let's check to make sure. So opening up our RUI, we can do a search for entities. We called it PQFew. There she is. Take a look. And yeah, using these profiles, which, sorry, let's kill this window and that one. Looking at these profiles, we can see that we've just now created an entity enrolled with their certificate against two profiles that simply did not exist a few minutes ago. By magic. Great. All right, try them out and have fun. Thanks and have a good summer.